Starting this video off at the very beautiful Bradenton Beach here in Florida. What is up, guys, and welcome to a new video by Rider Infusion, here to hopefully infuse you guys with some good content yet another day. We got a yield over the shoulder check to confirm that there's nobody else heading that way or towards us. Man, that boat ramp is packed. Everybody's out on the water today, even though it's like some random Tuesday. Welcome to Florida. Big focus of mine is to be able to see up ahead, be able to see what's on the roadway, if there is anything on the roadway. See if traffic's coming to a stop up ahead. You don't want anything surprising you, so to speak. Rider awareness is really, really important as a motorcyclist. If someone's maybe acting off from behind, you know, maybe they're driving weird, swerving, maybe they're speeding up to you, slowing down, things like that, you should also watch for. And all that is really just you reading traffic, you seeing what and how people are driving that would make you do one thing or the other, be slow down, maybe there's a passing zone, maybe I'd want to pass the car up ahead of me to get away from the car that's behind me. All that's something that just kind of runs through my mind on a regular basis. It's all about keeping me safe, right? We all want to come home to our families, to our friends, whoever we have. We got to do whatever it is that we got to do to keep ourselves safe. Right now I'm kind of cruising and okay, right there. If we replay that clip right here, and if I stop the frame here, you'll see that I swerved off to the left. As I was riding, I saw up ahead that there were a couple of vehicles stopped in the middle of the road. I thought that they were wanting to cross my lane of traffic. In this case, they were just going out to their right. But if you see a situation come up and say you're in lane position 3 and you can't see that far up ahead, move over, see what it is that's going on, move back to wherever it is that you feel comfortable. There's traffic heading up towards us or parallel towards me right now. There's no reason for me to be in lane position 1 because there's, you know, oncoming traffic. Maybe someone in that lane is on their phone. Maybe they're not paying attention. Maybe they're going to get a little close to that yellow line. Could potentially hit you. You never know, right? So I say if I've got a good shoulder and I can move over to a safer lane position, do it. Man, all these vendors here set up that are renting out jet skis. It's crazy because 7 years ago, there were none. And about 6 years ago, one vendor showed up and set up a tent for a jet ski rental. 6 years later, everybody's doing it. There's like 5 or 6 locations, 5 or 6 businesses right there, all set up, ready to rent you a jet ski. Takes one person to start doing something and others follow if it's a good idea. All right, coming up to a red light. Nobody behind me. Well, there is somebody behind me, but they're really far away. Kind of stopping in lane position 1, 2, somewhere in between that. I don't want to be stopped too close to the lane that's left of me here, the turn-in lane, just in case someone's coming up in that lane, and, you know, I want to keep some distance from them. As the car that was behind me coming up closer to me, I kept my bike in first gear, focused on what was going on behind me, making sure that they're stopping. But at the same time, I do want to make a point of it that if you are doing that and you're sitting at a red light and you're focused on your mirror, you're focused on what's going on behind you, don't forget to focus on what's going on up ahead of you. That's really important too, right? There could be a lot happening up ahead that you got to pay attention to. So, you know, I sometimes wonder what people think of me sitting here in traffic and moving my arms around and it's like I'm some crazy guy on a motorcycle. It just makes no sense. I just wonder how I look from the side. But who cares? I'm out here talking to you guys. Light's green, so let's go. Woo! Love the way this motorcycle sounds. All right, traffic's backed up on the right lane. Focused on those vehicles in the right lane. making sure that no one's going to change lanes last minute to get into my lane, because this is or was the faster moving lane. Whatever lane is moving faster is the lane that people will be trying to move into. Now, I could ride up closer to so right now, if we replay this clip here and then pause the frame here, you'll see that I'm sticking to the right side of my lane. Or why I'm doing that is just because I'm anticipating or expecting or having it be a possibility that this car that's turning out to the left, that it could go back. Happens all the time. If you've been on the road long enough, you'll see people go into turning lanes, whatever else, and then go back because they made a mistake or whatever else. Ooh, lots of traffic up ahead. This is where I wish I was to be in California, where I could just scooch on through in the middle, but being here in Florida, you can't do it. If you're really paying attention to how I ride, where I ride, I think you'll notice that a lot of my riding is very, it's not stagnant. I'm not really standing still in one lane position, one place. I'm always kind of moving around to essentially find the best line of sight for whatever is up ahead. And to really just kind of move out of people's way if I have to. But it's all about moving, you know? Can't stand still. All right, people on the left here are trying to merge into my lane because I think there's a cop standing up ahead with some sort of problem. So as soon as traffic starts moving, we will let them through, especially in situations like this where they have no choice. They have to merge, you know. I think someone ran out of gas. Has that ever happened to you guys? I've come really, really close, but I've never actually just been stranded, like on the road, whether it be on a motorcycle or car. Moving left, because there are less cars in that lane. Car on the left, wanting to turn, but there's a car behind me, so I'm not really concerned about it. I actually always prefer to be stopped somewhere where another car can't get through. So anytime I'm coming up to some sort of congestion on the road, could be traffic, whatever it is, I'm always trying to stop in a place where I have some place to go. Like in this case, if I stop the frame here and I show you, I could just go in between the cars. Because let's face it, guys, if you know, if you ride a motorcycle, you know that a lot of cars, people that drive cars, people that have nothing to do with motorcycles, they hate motorcyclists. You know, even if you haven't done anything wrong, car drivers hate motorcyclists. Just overall, generally speaking, that's just the truth. And you never know what's running through somebody else's mind, right? You're coming up to a stop, you're coming up to a place where you're kind of blocked in. Well, position yourself in such a way where you have an escape route. In case someone is mad, upset, pissed off at you for something they think you did and maybe you didn't do, or maybe you did, but just have an escape route. I think that's really, really important. So for example, like coming up to this stop right now, instead of stopping on the left side, where if someone's chasing me, for example, I don't know, some angry, pissed off driver's chasing me, instead of stopping on the left side, I'm going to stop on the right side so that I could, if I need to, go in between cars to get out of harm's way. And it is busy out here today. So much going on. You know, what makes motorcycling also more relaxing is riding on streets and or places that you are familiar with. So for example, I know that that next red light coming up, there's a lot of people that try to move from the left lane into the right lane, either right before that light or sometime right after. And, you know, being someone that drives this place all the time and knows that, see, like this car right now, it's moving over to the right. It's just because, yeah, knowing that, you know, you kind of adjust your riding a little bit. Right now, I'm kind of choosing to be in the left lane because, I don't know, kind of putting myself further away from danger in case somebody does want to go into my lane. All right, let's stop the, let's replay this clip, and let's stop right here. You can see me swerving, moving, I should say, to the right. And really all that is just me creating distance between me and that car that is wanting to pull out into traffic. I wasn't really expecting for that car to pull out in traffic because there's a lot of traffic on the road. You know, it's not like I'm the only one on the road and I'd be concerned about that car just not seeing me. But nonetheless, still a precaution that is good to take. Motorcycling is relaxing. For me personally, it is one of the most relaxing things that I do. Like, I love it. Anytime I get on a bike and I'm able to ride, it's like I can sort of unplug from worries, from problems that I may have. It's amazing. And I know some of you guys that are maybe new that are watching this are thinking, well, man, you're talking about so many different things in your defensive riding safety videos that it seems like it's not relaxing. Like, you're always just thinking and focused on so many things because so many things could just go wrong when you're on a motorcycle. But the reality is, guys, that the more you ride, the easier all of this becomes. It becomes more peaceful, more calming, the more you ride and the more comfortable you feel being on the road. I think one of the biggest suggestions that I would have for any new beginner rider, even though you want to go fast, even though you just, you know, you want to race somebody else, the desire may be there for some, but I would just really suggest for any new person being on a motorcycle is to just not do that. Ride the speed limit. And, you know, I'm not saying if it's 35, go exactly 35. No, I mean, you can go a little over, but don't be doing any of that, doubling the speed limit. Don't be racing people, because when you're starting off, you're getting used to your bike, you're getting used to how a motorcycle works and reacts. Get used to it all first before you increase your speed, which I would never suggest that you would increase your speed. Always ride by the speed limit. Never do anything dumb, stupid. Hey, slow down. I used to fish right here all the time, or very often, I should say. It was one of my go-to spots back when I used to live up here in Bradenton. I am pulling over. I gotta get some fuel, good old fuel, for the rest of my drive. I think this might be a good place to cut the video, guys. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Ride safe. Peace.